Good morning. So, if you were in class, you don't need to watch this video. You've already gotten credit for it because we already went over this problem. If you are not in class, you need to watch this video all the way through to earn credit for doing that pre-work. Pre-work of making sure you understand this before you start trying to dive into it. Okay? Again, if you were in class, you're good to go. You don't need to watch this. You can press stop. It'll show in Edpuzzle that it isn't done unless I can mark it as done. I'm going to find that out. But if you weren't in class, watch this video so you can get some points. Good morning and happy Monday or Tuesday. Today we're going to be working on proportional relationships. So we're going to look at a couple situations of what your math teachers are going through right now. Ooh, they're losing it. So the first one is Mr. Shingle. I have been trying to catch some birds like the guy in this picture. Woo! But it's getting expensive. I need so much bread that I decided to start making my own. I make 2 loaves of bread every 10 days. How long will it take to bake 5 loaves? How long will it take to bake X loaves? Let's read that again. Make sure we understand what's going on. We know it's about me and baking some bread to try to catch birds. Mr. Shingle's been trying to catch some birds like the guy in the picture, but he needs so much bread that he decided to start baking his own. He bakes 2 loaves of bread every 10 days. How long will it take to bake 5 loaves and to bake X loaves? I'm going to underline those in a different color because that has to do with the question. So first off, we got to draw a picture. So we know that I bake 2 loaves of bread every 10 days. I'm going to draw a circular loaf of bread. There are some cut marks in the top. Ooh, it looks so good. But I don't just bake 1, I bake 2. What a beautiful work of art. So that's 2 loaves of bread every 10 days. So for your picture, you can do something similar. You can do it more beautiful. Hard to believe it can be. Or more simple. I don't know. But that's how we start, making sure we understand the situation. Next step, we need to do a double number line. So what are the 2 things we're looking at in this situation? If we look back at the problem, we're talking about bread and days. And honestly, if you want to cheat a little bit, bread and days. There it is. So one line is bread, one line is days, and we know from the problem that he makes 2 loaves of bread every 10 days. Okay, so that sounds good. The question was, how long will it take to bake 5 loaves of bread and X loaves? We'll deal with X loaves at the end when we get to the table. That's where we're a little more used to seeing it. So in this problem, I don't know how to go from 2 to 5 directly using multiplication. So instead of doing that, I'm going to go to 1. Remember, 1 is our golden ticket. 1 is called the unit root when we find 1. And it makes it easier to go to any number, really. So how do I go from 2 to 1? I can. Somebody in class said we multiply by 1/2. Very nice. I can also think about it as dividing by 2. If I do that to the top number, I need to do that to the bottom number. So half of 10 is 5. Okay, so 1 loaf of bread takes 5 days. Great. Or he makes 1 loaf of bread every 5 days. So then, let me clean this up just a little bit. Got rid of that. Let me go to orange. Now the question is, how do we go from 1 to 5? What operation do? We multiply, and we just multiply by 5. So 5 times 5 gives us 25. All right, we've solved the first problem. How long will it take to bake 5 loaves of bread? 25 days. Now we can record that information down here on our graph, and then also in the table. So on the graph, we see loaves of bread is on the bottom. So 1 loaf of bread takes 5. Ooh, takes 5 what? That's right, it takes 5 days. That should have been labeled for you. Sorry about that. So 1 takes 5 days. 2 loaves take 10 days. That was given to us in the problem. 5 loaves take 25 days. When we connect those lines, we see, oh, do you remember the 2 things that make this a proportional relationship when we look at the graph? A straight line and it goes through the origin, 0, 0. Nice. So now let's get that information recorded over here in our table. So we know that 1 loaf will take 5 days, 2 loaves will take 10 days, and 5 loaves will take 25 days. But then the question is, how many days will X loaves of bread take? So this is where we get a little bit conceptual, a little bit out there. So hopefully you remember when we have to move in this table, we can move up and down. Those are using scale factors. But we can also go across. And when I do that, 1 times what is 5? Oh, 5. And 2 times 5? 5 times 5, that's right. That number is constant. It doesn't change. So this is our constant of proportionality. So x times 5 is 5x. Absolutely. Guess what? That's our equation. Y equals 5x. Our constant of proportionality is 5. Constant of proportionality is 5. We see it here in our table. We actually see it where x equals 1 also. And then we see it in our equation, the coefficient before the x. Nice. So that's what we got to do. Now you've got 2 more problems. One about Mrs. Roberts singing songs for Mother's Day to try to earn some more money. And then one for Ms. Rodriguez about getting some cats. Okay? Draw a picture, fill in a double number line, graph, table, and write that equation. Okay. We got 2 more problems to do. If you have any questions, reach out. Let me know. I'm happy to help you. And get it turned in by Tuesday afternoon if your period's 1, 3, and 5, or Wednesday afternoon if your period's 6. Have a great rest of your day, and let me know if I can help you. Thank you so much.